Hi, and welcome back to the iOS app development series. We're covering the iOS Human Interface Guidelines course, and I'll be doing the custom icon and image creation guidelines in this session. You can find all this information at developer.apple.com or just do a search for iOS Human Interface Guidelines. First thing we'll look at is the sizes of custom icons and images, and there's a lot of them here. The basic ones, you've got the app icon, and this is the icon that you'll see on your start screen. You've got the app icon for the App Store, which will be displayed in the App Store. You've got the launch image, which is the image that is displayed while launching an app to make it appear to launch faster. The small icon for the Spotlight search results and settings. Your web click icon, which would be the same as an app icon, but for the web apps, which basically cover up Safari, make them look like an app. You've got toolbar and navigation bar icons, tab bar icons. You've got default newsstand cover icons for the App Store. Some tips for designing great icons and images. Now, the PNG format is recommended. You want to avoid interlaced though. With a standard bit depth of 24 bits, that's 8 bits for red, green, and blue, the RGB, and an 8-bit alpha. Alpha transparency in icons for navigation bars, toolbars, and tab bars, but don't use it in app icons. For best results, enlist the help of a professional graphic designer. Use universal imagery that people will easily recognize. Embrace simplicity. Use color and shadow judiciously to help the icon tell its story. In general, avoid using Greek text or wavy lines to suggest text. In general, create an idealized version of the subject rather than using a photo. Avoid using iOS interface elements in your artwork. Don't use replicas of Apple hardware products in your artwork. Don't reuse iOS app icons in your interface. There's a couple reasons for not reproducing it. First of all, a lot of them are copyrighted. The second reason is that they change appearances of hardware products, they change appearances of various different graphics, and so when they change it, suddenly your app looks dated. Portray real substances accurately, and use transparency when it makes sense. Tips for creating great artwork for the Retina display. This is richer in texture. High-resolution versions have clearly visible texture. If you're looking at points versus pixels, Retina displays have twice as many pixels. So when you're displaying these icons, you need to display twice as many of them. So you're going to clearly see it. More detailed, high-resolution versions of the Safari and Notes icons have accurate contours of the continents and torn paper respectively. More realistic, combine rich texture and fine details to create realistic portrayals. So you want to start by scaling up your original artwork and then redraw it. Add depth and detail. Consider softening up scaled up elements. Consider adding blur for better results in effects such as engravings and drop shadows. Tips for recreating resizable images. These can improve app performance. End caps and resizable area. So resizable images, you're defining the end caps, which are the pieces around the sides that do not resize, and then you have the middle area, which can resize. This stretches or tiles the resizable area. Stretching is performant, tiling is less so, but it's the only way to achieve a textured or patterned effect. What you want to do is supply the smallest image that will result in the same effect. So for a solid color with no gradient, you want a 1 by 1 pixel image for the resizable area. For a vertical gradient, a width of 1 pixel with a height matching the UI element's background. For a repeating textured appearance, you want the image with dimensions matching the repeated portion of the texture. For a non-repeating texture, static image to match the dimensions of the element.